Book of Demons. One of my close friends found this site and insisted that I share my story with others who will not criticize me or claim that I am a liar. I am not much of a storyteller either, so I assure you that this story is 1000% absolutely true. It all began when my 13-year-old daughter Lily and I went to New Jersey in the summer of 2013. We were visiting my sister Judith and her new husband for the summer. Their house isn't like those old creepy houses with cobwebs hanging in the doorway. It's a beautiful 2-story house that was built just the year before. I suspected nothing would ever go wrong until I met my sister's husband, Ryan's cousin, who was staying with them until he got over his major cocaine addiction. I never let my daughter go near him or stray out of my sight. Lily is a bright, beautiful, and charming young girl, but her fatal flaw is that she is always too trusting of the people around her. As a mom, that adds to my list of reasons that I'm so. The summer was starting out great. The house had a large pool that was wonderful because it was indoors. The house formed a sort of courtyard around the pool, and it was where we lounged on the chairs and enjoyed summer. It was about 2 weeks later when Lily was swimming in the pool. It was just us there, and I was sitting at the edge of the pool when I saw Ryan's cousin staring down at Lily from one of the windows. I was literally freaking the heck out. I grabbed Lily and wrapped the towel quickly around her. My motherly instincts kept telling me something was wrong about that man, and I'll never forget the way he looked at my daughter. In the weeks to come, bad things began to occur. Lily wasn't the same at all. She would mumble nonsense words and didn't like to go out of the room either. One night, I decided to go see her. I opened her room door and she was gone. It was late and I frantically searched. When I passed Greg's room, Ryan's cousin, I heard Lily's voice from inside. I slowly turned the knob and saw the scariest thing in my life. Lily was lying on the floor in only her underclothes, and Greg was reading from an old leather book in a language I've never heard before. Just as I opened my mouth to yell bloody murder, a dark mass collected and hovered over her, growing larger with each second. I bolted towards Lily, swooped her up in my arms, and ran out of my car as fast as I possibly could. As I was putting a blanket over her, I heard her whispering, "Book of Demons," over and over again. As long as Greg is still there, I refuse to visit my sister at that house. Days later, I had Lily blessed by a priest, and since then, not once did she ever murder. Book of Demons. Something Went Wrong by Rebecca. So this is a story that my grandmother told me a few months ago. My grandmother is not overtly spiritual or paranoid, and she does not make up stories. She's not a nonsense type of lady, so I truly believe every word of this story. My grandmother's grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, was said to have been cursed with the evil eye. I believe she called it. Every time she went near a church, she would go into some kind of fit, almost like a seizure. Her husband, my great-great-grandfather, seeking to help her, allegedly came to possess some kind of book that detailed many rituals for different occasions. I do not know the specifics of this book or how he came to find it. Neither does my grandmother. People in the family do not talk about this. He and his good friend apparently went into the woods one day to perform one of the rituals in the hopes of curing this evil eye, but something must have gone seriously fucking wrong. My great-great-grandfather's friend died that day in the woods, I believe of a heart attack, and my great-great-grandfather himself went insane. He literally spent the rest of his life in an insane asylum. He must have dropped the book in the woods because he didn't have it with him when he came running out. That is the extent of information I could get out of my grandmother, though I did learn that later my great-great-grandmother was exorcised, and since then she was able to enter churches, no problem. Like I said, I believe every word of this story, and it still creeps me way out. Dark Archangel here. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button so I can know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so for future contacts. Join the army of Archangels.